I'm Jess and welcome to a new vlog. Thank you for tuning in to Cuba Part 2. In this second part of the series, we're going to be exploring the historic Cuban city of Trinidad. Let's go take a look. After another long night bus journey, I've made it to Trinidad and I'm at the top of a bell tower right now, and this view is insane. Trinidad, Cuba was founded in 1514 and the entire city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The city was a hub for the sugar trade in the 1800s and many African slaves were brought to the area to work. As we walk down the cobblestone streets, I asked Caddy, "Do you want a beer?" So right here we've got every country's most popular beer. Well done, Australia. Well done, mate. Victoria Bitter, that's the best you got. This is my new friend. Usually I find that street dogs here aren't very friendly, but this little guy's just jumped up on my lap, looking for some pats. So he can be my new bestie forever. He can be my new bestie forever. As always, here's a quick run through of my casa in Trinidad. The casa is called Hostel Hermanes Ruiz, and it's just under 1 kilometre outside of the city centre. This made it a little tricky to get Wi-Fi because the closest Wi-Fi spot was 1 kilometre away in the town centre. But Anna, who ran the casa, was very lovely and the breakfasts were delicious. This casa costs 15 CUC per night. Breakfast at the casa is only 4 kuk and it starts off with a plate of fruit, a freshly squeezed fruit juice, it's mango today, and a coffee. You also get eggs and bread with the breakfast, some butter, cookies, giant cookies, and that's breakfast. Cuba is a very religious country, and while we were in Trinidad we were lucky enough to witness a Santeria procession marching through the streets. Santeria is an African-American religion that stems from Catholicism. The religion is still popular in Cuba today, with a large portion of the population being descendants of the slaves who were forced into Cuba to work on the sugarcane plantations. This is a nice local Cuban cola. Is that avocado? I think that might be avocado. Avocado focati. So in Cuba, I've been eating a lot of eggs and rice. They've got lots of avocado, lots of beans, and this is like some sort of sweet potato kind of thing, which is quite yummy. I'm not sure if it's Cuban food, but this is like the only vegetarian food you can really find, or pizza or spaghetti, but it's yum. It's very refreshing to be walking down the streets of Trinidad. Unlike other cities that I've visited so far in Cuba, there's a lot less harassment going on by the men in this area. So I feel a lot safer here.
Beautiful. I love you. Amiga, I love you.
This is what I'm talking about. It's constant. All the time. Cassie and I have made it to the beach just outside of Trinidad, Playa Ancon. Cassie, have you introduced yourself yet?
Hello, I'm Caddy. I'm from Germany. That's my big German accent.
So it's pretty lovely out here. From what I understand, this side of Cuba is in the Caribbean Sea, and then when I go to the other side of Cuba, it'll be in the Gulf of Mexico. So this is the Caribbean. I think it might be time to go for a bit of a swim. Yeah. Look, I'm a model doing a beach shoot. Ready? Caddy's looking at me like I'm crazy. Yeah, that's exactly what she was thinking. I now have so much sand in my bathers, it's not even funny. But on a serious note, if anyone is looking for a plus size beach model, I can be contacted on YouTube at Jess. Just keep me in mind. so I just got my go-to pizza as per usual. Champignons and pineapple. It's perfectly okay. Oh, I missed that. Can you drop your food all over yourself again? Today, Katy and I are exploring Valle de los Ingenios to explore the history of sugarcane and slavery in the country of Cuba. You can also go ziplining up here. Shuck it, bro! South Park reference for you. Katy, nature enthusiast over here, has taught me about the mimosa plant, that when you touch them, they recoil and get really small in their leaves. Have a look. Oh, didn't scare him enough. Oh my god, look at him. Look at him, they just get smaller. Wow, nature. Our next stop on the tour was San Isidro, which was a sugarcane plantation and sugar mill in the 1800s. For a couple of CUC each, we took a guided tour around the plantation and learnt about the production process of the sugarcane. But fun fact, you see these two girls right here who are on my tour? Well, I didn't actually speak to them or meet them at all on the tour, but a month later I ran into them in Belize and we travelled Guatemala together. Those videos are coming up in the next few weeks.
Well, that is the barracks, the lay house. Here live around 150 African slaves in 1860.
So right now I'm standing at the top of the tower in the middle of the sugarcane plantation, and what this tower was used for was to watch out for the behaviour of the slaves, and sadly it was also used to hunt slaves if they weren't doing what they should have been doing. So this is the owner's house over here, and just behind these trees was where the slaves' quarters were. This plantation was mainly in use in the early 1800s. I've climbed to the top of the second tower now. This one's much higher. The bigger the towers back in the day, it would signify a higher level of submission and oppression from the slaves. So this tower's really, really tall. It pretty much looks out over the entire valley area. Made it to the bottom of the tower. That was a 5-minute and 30-second walk down. I'll show you the view from the top if you can see it. Come have a look at where we just climbed from. Oh, it's so high up. I want to ring the bell. I'll try again. Did it. And this is the old sugar factory that's now a museum. However, we're not going in because they don't have an English guided tour and it's really hot. So I'm just looking from the outside. You put the sugar in, you turn the wheel around, you put the sugar in, then the sugar juice comes out. Oh. That was about it for our time in Trinidad, Cuba. From checking out historic cities, to beaches, to sugar plantations, Trinidad certainly had a lot to offer. Thanks so much for tuning in to Cuba Part 2. In next week's video, we're going to be exploring Vinales, probably my favourite place in Cuba. If you did like this video, please remember to hit the subscribe button on my channel, turn on those notifications, give my video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, love you, bye!